Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today we're going to be trying out a Golgari deck, and I'm going to introduce it up front. Just built around the grave. There's so many ways to build green-black. I said the same thing about Selesnya. I think it's great that there's enough cards in some of these guilds that you can build the decks so many different ways. It'll keep me busy for the weeks and weeks to come, along with all of us Magic players, because the last thing we all want is a solved format where you don't get to do anything fun. So, what have we here? This one's going to be about the graveyard. I think that sounds a little obvious, but there's good things to be tested in Golgari in like rock style mid-range, straight up beat down, just beat them into the ground with Nullhide Ferox and such. This one has some interesting grave interactions. So first we want to dump things in the yard. That's Supplier and Branchy and Glowspore and Jadelight's job. Then we want to get things back from the yard. The various things you might want to get back, depending on where they are in the matchup, are Molderhulk, which gets a land, a Izoni, Thousand-Eyed, Doom Whisperer, Ravenous Chupacabra. Golgari Findbroker gets more stuff back, some Thrashing Brontodon, some Plaguecrafter. Also, to keep us alive in the meantime, we have the Assassin's Trophy Necrotic Wound. Our heavy hitting is done by Izoni and the Doom Whisperer, which keeps coming back thanks to Findbroker. And there's a Vraska overseeing it all on her throne, being like, yes, good, good. Things like that. And over here in the mana base, we have a Memorial to Folly and an Field of Ruin, singular Field of Ruin. Molderhulk can get some tools. And one Evolving Wilds for the sake of good old consistency. Let's dance. I'm going to do a quick constructed and go see what happens. It's not called quick constructed anymore. You know, just a tilt for you. This is a constructed event. It's an event. Is there a planner? Is there an event coordinator? Is there a project manager? Is it a thing on Facebook that you RSVP for? I don't think it's any of that. Not getting the event vibe. Not getting what you're putting down. All right. This is where we are, ladies and gentlemen. This is where I become that old curmudgeon who just shouts things I see into the internet. Just shouting into the void. Yeah, them kids and their skateboards and getting all over the lawn, and yeah, I just want them to. I had to walk uphill both ways, 20 miles in the snow in my day. Unclaimed territory for Merfolk. This should be fun. Let's go see what the fish have for us. We need another black source for our Findbrokers. Pretty bad. And I guess I will take it. I don't like having 5 lands, but that's what happens when you draw off-balance basics. Anyway, what we got in the graveyard is Thousand Eyes, which we don't need till later, but the Ravenous Chupacabra, who is probably going to be found broken a time or two. Let's play this tapped in the past turn. Assassin's Trophy. The great kill whatever. Give your opponent a land. Will we use it? What will we use it on? The story is still unwritten. Deep-root waters. So, things I have to remove that. There's a Thrashing Bronto, but I'm going to do it. Actually, wait, hold on. Gotta time your Assassin's Trophies proper. Go to the end step. And then in the end step we'll do it, so they're unlikely to be able to use that land. I think Deep-root Waters is a good enough card that can change the game in so many ways and start a nice grindy war with us that it's worth shooting down. That's too many, man. Now the lands are too many. God, I put one land on top of me. They get it through their head that I want all the land all the time. Bring back that Chupadupa. 3-4 is a good body on Findbroker. It's exciting to try this and get your Findbroker chain running. Here comes an elite. So you can like Findbroke, a Findbroke to Findbroke, a Findbroke. And then you know, you never find yourself broke. The Jade is bearing. Uh-huh. Yep, get your elite, get your deep root on. Let's send the dorks. I think if we put pressure on our opponent from this spot, and they have to trade resources, then our grind becomes easier, because we're kind of built for the grind. Unclear if our opponent is built for the grind. Take that out. Well, they drew plenty of mana as well. And there is Q-mana. Is there another fish to go with the Q-mana? It looks like there is. There's a lot of touching my land going on. Yep. Best card in the deck, and you got it. I'm proud of you. Oh, what do we got? 2 creatures in the yard? That's not enough. It's not enough. What am I supposed to do with that? All right. Keep attacking. Attack like your life depends on it. All right. So that'll put 2 damage on this. These will go to the graveyard, and then I can exile it. The other thing I can do from this is kill the Mistbinder. Ooh, I like that better. I like it better. And then I can still get Chupa back this turn. Die! So that was the other sort of possibility lingering there. A little Merfolk tip, or basically unclaimed territory blue deck tip, is to never leave your unclaimed territory as the land that's open. People know you don't have tricks. Whereas I would have to at least think about a dive down. Although I don't know if I could, you know, properly play around a dive down. I might have just had to go for it anyway. Findbroker beatdown. So big. 3/4. So tough. Uh-oh. Here come the value fish. Still small fish, though. Small fish. Nice big pond. I mean, I flooded out. You can flood out, too. We can do this together. We can become friends when all's said and done. So much value. Yeah, they're trying to grind with us. The grind is real. Ooh. Chupaloop. You run Essence Scatter? Uh-huh. So, if you did this when the Chupacabra was on the stack, I wonder if our opponent could have taken away the ability. I don't think so. I think it still triggers when it enters the battlefield no matter what. Yeah. Yeah, it does. I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't mind me. Don't mind me over here. Uh-huh. Touch my fish. Slap. Fish slap. Uh-huh. Could have trophied in response to get my opponent to shuffle so they don't get a Jadelight Ranger, but I'm really not scared of a Jadelight Ranger. What I need to do is keep Q-Menas dead. If I keep Q-Menas off the battlefield, life shouldn't be so hard. Doesn't have to be so hard all the time. I've got 3/4s. My opponent does not have 3/4s. They got a little fish. They got baby fish. But our graveyard ain't doing nothing because we're drawing lands for days. My opponent at least could do the same thing. We could bond. Bond over our flood. Jungleborn Pioneer. And now there were dorks. Yep. Okay. Cool. No attacks. Alright. Alright, I'll save this trophy for the perfect time, no problem. Nobody can block my Chupa and live, actually, so everybody's going in. Keep the pressure up. The more pressure there is, the harder it is for them to stay with me. Let's see if our opponent is wise enough to put up some gang blocks. Some team blocks. Because this attack looks... Oh god, the jokes, the puns. This attack looks fishy. What do we got? We got Findbroker. It's going to have 3 power. It can kill all 3, so this doesn't matter. And it is a Chupacabra. Which do I want to kill? I want to kill the Pioneer. Take more power off the board. And then we go, haha, trophy. You get a trophy! And you get a trophy! The problem with those tribal lords, my friends. You gotta rely on them. Alright, Findbroker versus a 1-1. Boards are minimal, and now I have a Jadelight. You'll have a Jadelight. You go Graveyard. You're a decent body, but I feel like I should be dumping Graveyard anyway. That's pretty tough. Yeah, if this explores into a 3-2, it can attack into the Jadelight, and I can hold back my Jadelight if it gets into a standoff like that. Alright. The grind continue. So there's how big this Jadelight Ranger is a big deal. Rick, have some land. Fail. And a command speaker. Yep. Fish for days. I think it's more informative for me to see my top card and figure out whether or not to keep it. Oh, library. Yeah, we need that. So do we keep up the pressure? There's an easy trade, and then there's a trade. Yeah, we keep up pressure. With Vraska on top, our grind should be decent. Our opponent's done a good job holding up, but we should be able to pull away once Vraska comes down. And if the opponent doesn't have Merfolk, it's very hard for Cumena to take over a game. Yep. Alright, blocks. As long as everything's dead, nothing's truly alive. So
I go, I'm good at what
we
I
can
do,
plus because we can just race this back and forth. So that's what I'm going to do.
Sacrifices must be.
And yay. As drawing multiple cards at this stage, that's where life wants to take us. And of course an ultimate if the opponent doesn't deal with it. The ultimate would be pretty tight. I've never emblemed a Vraska Golgari Queen before. I would love to do it right here with all of you. Tap for land, do nothing. Blocks. What else you got? Also the minus, keeping the minus stocked like a loaded gun. It's pretty nice. Tap it for mana first. And yeah, now we're cooking with gas, everybody. Hear that sound effect. It's creepy. And the Golgari Queen and the Doom Whisperer pull away. A valiant effort by the Merfolk tribe. But they were not prepared to grind it out with the likes of Vraska. And we got a Chaos and Mayhem deck. And we got 250 gold. The Young CGB channel will explore these more fully for those of you being like, oh my gosh, look at the deck, oh my gosh. Trust me, I've seen it. Got played against me a lot yesterday when we did the Young CGB live series. If you want to see the Young CGB live series, there is a VOD on Twitch. I'll try to remember to put that in the description, but I often forget. But you can always ask in Discord if you want a link to that, see if anybody can give you a link, or just go to the Twitch channel. That link is always in the description, and go under videos. It should be, well, depending when you watch this, but right now it's the most recent video. So we have to draw land, we have to draw black land, and we're on the play. I feel like a lot could go wrong, but I'm keeping. I'm keeping. As well put that out. Oh, white mana. The Landing of the Legion. That's not a land. Nervous. Don't mill 3 land. Don't mill 3 land. Ah! Alright. Okay. 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 It's gonna be a big draw step. Hold on to your butts. Brick. A Findbroker would have been nice. If we fall behind to this, it's just over. Just over. It'll be more damage in the future, so I'm not going to block it now. I'm gonna hold on to the creature. Graveyard. Where did they hide thems? Where'd they put all the manas? Yep, count your stuff. That's pretty good. Pretty good stuff you got there. Doing neat things. I'm proud of you. Alrighty. I guess, so I could Plaguecraft, but making my opponent sacrifice one of their creatures isn't mattering much. I need to make sure I hit land and then play Chupacabras for days and hope my opponent doesn't have other things. Well, we hit one. Graveyard. Prepare for your beating. I'm ready. Come and get me. Looks like you had a good time over there.
I understand you are in need of support. I will lend you my strength.
All right, let's put a block on Shauna for shizzle. I don't think it really matters what else we block here. I guess staying alive is top priority. So, we'll just try to stay alive. Just throw resources at the problem. I don't know what really happens other than we draw a bajillion lands in a row and then 1,000 die somehow. Seems like the only logical thing. But we're not gonna live that long. Let me tell you that. If we had been able to go turn 3 Plaguecrafter, turn 4 Chupa, this game would have been something, but 'twas not to be.
You are capable of more than you assume.
All right, on to the next one. May we get a little more fortunate. That version of Selesnya, the Venerated Loxodon is the card I have the biggest trouble with in Selesnya. It's really good when you're on the play and on the front foot like that. I mean, it's amazing. Like, in that spot, it was absolutely amazing. And when you're behind trying to catch up, or just in like an arms race, it's like, man, Convoking, it's so bad. It's just so bad because you have to tap all your creatures and then you can't block with them. And then you leave yourself super vulnerable to an Alpha Strike or like a removal spell on the Loxodon and the opponent gets in. It seems like it can win you the game when you're ahead and lose you the game when you're behind. And that's a very conditional card, which is why I'm really uncertain about it. The card just makes me uneasy to put in a deck now. But I see it all over the place. People seem very high on the Venerated Loxodon. Oh, it's like this. We're doing this now. All right. Library. Hopefully that doesn't get countered. Jeskai, you say? Two life for this, so we can do this. Oh boy. Tryhard's out in force here on Sunday morning. Drago, yeah, Drago. Drago's great. Let's put out a Ravenous Chupacabra. I doubt it's going to kill anything ever. It's not like I don't have removal ready. And I'd like something to sacrifice to my Plaguecrafter if I'm going to play it to get my opponent to discard a card. As far as destroying his Kanta, we have to wait. We can just let his Kanta do its thing for a minute and blow it up later. We don't want to give our opponent the land. Well, there's something that needs to die. I wonder if our opponent will have...
This is no time for a break.
Wonder if they'll have an Essence Scatter or something. You gotta assume that our opponent didn't put Teferi out there just to die to these creatures. If I double attack it... it's so frustrating because I would love to resolve a Doom Whisperer as well. Alright, I'm going to go for Plaguecrafter first. This is the ideal way of dealing. The opponent may have an Essence Scatter, in which case I have a trophy. 2 damage now, or there are 3/2 next turn. It's not like I have a lot to attack through. I'm just going to sacrifice the Plaguecrafter and do the damage. Alright, the opponent appears to have not had a defense for Teferi, so perhaps they have another Teferi or a Ral. And put a Chemister's Insight into their graveyard. Alright. Trophy. Are we protecting the search for his Kanta? It seems we might be, and it's a Syncopate. Alright. Feels like a Settle the Wreckage, doesn't it? Well, let's see if the opponent wants to counter this Doom Whisperer. They do not. Not playing around the Settle. No siree. They're just bodies. They'll die somehow. Alright. Gets to flip as Kanta, which is pretty good. But we get to surveil pretty much a good chunk of our deck. And what are we looking for? Threats. We need to keep the threats going. Okay.
Let's slow this. I am not going to sit this one out.
Findbroker, Thousand Eyes. Oh. There's only 2 creatures. But we can get back a Plaguecrafter with the Findbroker. That's pretty good. I'm going to keep both. And I'm going to hope my opponent's draw isn't so perfect that they also have an Essence Scatter. They didn't have it last turn, but maybe they would have held it for the settle. All right. Okay. Let's craft some plague, shall we?
Stop that. Now.
Grind them to dust. That's what we do here on Golgari Planet. Grind them to dust. And the card is a Sabotage. Fun. Yeah, it's probably going to be hard to resolve an Izoni against something like that. So let's go combat, attack, all attack, damage. Do I want to mill away my Doom Whisperer? Probably not. Do I want to kill this as Kanta? Probably, but see if we can get our opponent to counter this. They are at 4. And, okay, they don't. So I think that we can time our Assassin's Trophy around the Chemister's Insight that's likely to be jump-started. And I am going to decline for the land at this stage. I'll let my opponent draw first before I thin their deck for them, but full control mode, so that it doesn't skip to their turn and let them untap. And blow that up. We got a close one. The top of the opponent's deck is what matters most here. I mean, I've been in their shoes and I've flooded out on many occasions. Alright, Glowspore, do the job. Sure. We got a Sabotage to play around. That top deck of a land was really a dagger. We needed to keep pressure up. But now our opponent has to match us with bad draws. That's a bad draw. Jesus. All right, we drew a creature. Let's see if we can get a Sabotage out of our opponent now. Nope. Let's try to scry into another one. Or explore into another one. Oh yeah, library. Molderhulk can get back lands. The only land right now is a cemetery. That's not what I would call, you know, impressive. But it'll probably draw some counter magic. The top deck war is epic. Who will win it? So much justice striking around. We got the 6 mana for the Izoni. Here's the Sabotage. What is their last card? Is it another counterspell? They bin a land, as they should. Will Izoni resolve? Yes! 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 Come on, Izoni. Take it home, mama. That one feels good. A little bit of luck there at the end going our way. That's why we play the game. All right, 2 wins, 1 loss. Pretty fun deck. Looking forward to playing it out and seeing where we end up. We're going to finish the constructed event in a supporters only video. If you would like to pledge on Patreon or be a subscriber on Twitch, you can get access to the supporter only videos. I try to do 3 or 4 more of them a week. And if you just want more CGB, that's where you can find it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you to all the Patreon supporters lately. More than I can name off the top of my head. I never thought so many people would get into that. It's amazing. And anyway, before I get off topic and all choked up, thanks for watching this video. And I'll be back tomorrow with another one. So see you then. Goodbye.